everyone! So I do not think that these Japanese chocolate custard-filled cornets need any introduction, but in case if they do, here it is. So I am starting off with that milk bread recipe that I know you guys all love. Now this one has been fermenting for about 2 hours just because it was kind of colder inside the house. And then what I'm gonna do is push everything down, redistribute the yeast, and give this a good knead for about 2 minutes before dividing it up into 8 equal pieces. And then I'm going to go ahead and butter these cornet cones, which I found online. So I'm going to put that link down below. And they're about, I'd say, like 1.5 inches long. Afterwards, I want to roll these guys out into 1 feet long logs. I don't want to add too much flour to it because I know that this recipe has a tendency to get dry. So if you guys want, let it rest for 5 to 10 minutes before rolling it out, and it might get a little bit easier that way. So starting it off was a little bit tricky. You do want to make sure the cone is somewhat closed, but then again, the bread is going to rise and then even become bigger. So all of those holes will definitely be filled out. And then towards the end, you can see that I'm just tucking in the ends into one of those loops and then readjusting it a little bit just because the cones are slippery from having been buttered before. And then just lay that there to rest for about another 15 minutes or so. I'm brushing them with a little bit of butter, sugar, and baking soda solution that I showed you guys in the milk bread, and that's really going to help develop the flavor and the color. So after they've been brushed, just let them sit there for another 15 minutes to rise, and then into the oven they go, 350 degrees for right around 18 minutes until they get nice and golden brown. So onward to the creamy chocolate custard. So I have 3 tablespoons of Bird's custard powder for you guys, along with 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Now you can always substitute for custard powder, but essentially it is cornstarch, a little bit of yellow food coloring, and then some vanilla flavors. So it's actually pretty easy to replicate. I had some sugar in there along with, that was 1 cup of coconut milk, and then make sure that this guy has no lumps before you start putting it onto the burner. So have the heat on between medium to medium high heat and slowly bring this custard to a boil until it thickens. So once the pudding does thicken, you want to turn off the heat and add 2 squares of chocolate along with about 1 tablespoon of vegan butter. And what that will do is to just keep the custard nice and smooth and not become one gelatinous blob, which sometimes happens with cornstarch-based custards. Now have the custard cool for about 1 hour until it comes to room temperature. Now meanwhile, these guys have just come out of the oven and I've brushed them with just a little bit of vegan butter to bring back that shine, but you can see how pretty and puffed up they've become. Now, I don't usually like custard chocolate-based fillings. Like, I just prefer melted chocolate, maybe with a little bit of coconut cream. But this filling was so creamy and so smooth and so rich. And I think it was because we added the chocolate pieces and a little bit of butter in at the end, but they just like melt into your mouth along with the soft milk bread. Well, that became a little messier than I thought, but who wouldn't love that? Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this chocolate cornet recipe. As usual, if you want to see more recipes like this, remember to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys all again next time. Bye!